Welcome back. We're going to discuss the expansion prospects for Chicago. I'm going to start off with this. There's a lot of people saying, well, this guy's a UFA next year. This guy's a UFA next year. You know who's a UFA next year? About a third of the league, maybe half. A lot of these guys are going to sign extensions. A lot of guys are going to sign extensions for the reason of the expansion draft, where teams are going to look and say, hey, if we add a couple years to your contract, you're going to be a more attractive option. Keep in mind, again, we're a long ways out. It's all speculation. It's just kind of a fun thing to look at. And with Chicago, I decided to protect 4 defensemen. Yep, 4. Meaning that there's only 4 forwards I was able to protect. And 1 goalie, of course. So Chicago is another one of these cases where some of the guys on this side, they're UFAs in 2021. Yeah, and again, a lot of them are going to sign extensions. It's possible we end up with a huge flood of UFAs. That just benefits a team like Seattle. Keep in mind they have to get to, I think the cap floor is $42 million. So they only have to average a little over $1 million per player. And it doesn't really mean you have to take on a lot of bad money in order to do that. Because again, if they're deciding, all right, well, we're going to try to get to the cap floor with this team, and then we're going to go out and get free agents, we're going to get better quickly, then, it doesn't take that much. I know, because when I tried making up a team last week, before I started this playlist, I was over the cap pretty quick, and I wasn't even trying to take on bad contracts. I was like, holy crap, already over the cap. So it really does not take that much. So when you look at Chicago, the no movement clauses stand out. And again, I cannot assume that a player is going to waive their no movement clause. Could they? Yes. Can we assume that? No. Kane and Taves up front, no movement clauses. And on the blue line, Seabrook and Keith, which is why I've protected 4 defensemen. Because Connor Murphy and Nikita Zadorov, I think, get protected. Which leaves DeHaan as an option for Seattle. Calvin DeHaan, young enough, decent enough top 4 option. Seattle may very well say, all right, we'll take Calvin DeHaan. Up front, I've also protected DeBrincat and Strome. Meaning that on the list of players they could take, Shaw, I can't see Shaw being taken with the amount of money he makes plus his recent injury history. Zach Smith could be interesting for them. Janmark, I like Janmark. Janmark could be a good pickup for an expansion team. I know he's an unrestricted free agent, so is Wallmark, but again, there's nothing saying they can't be signed extensions because there are certain requirements you have to meet if you're exposing players for Seattle as well. And one of those is that you have a guy under contract who has a certain amount of games played. And Alex Nylander, this is the one that's really interesting to me from the Chicago Blackhawks perspective. When they picked up Nylander from Buffalo, I think there was an expectation that a little more would happen with him than has so far. I can't see Nylander being protected. So even if we protect 7 forwards, you think, Smith, maybe Janmark, Wallmark, maybe Nylander gets protected. But to me, in reality, I think the biggest concern if you're Chicago would be losing Zadorov. So again, this is if Seabrook doesn't waive. And then in net, I protected Malcolm Subban, although just as easily they could protect Delia, they could protect Lankinen. No matter who they protect, I don't think Chicago has to worry about losing a goaltender in the expansion draft. Personally, I think it would probably be Calvin DeHaan if I'm Seattle, but I wouldn't rule out Janmark either if he's available. Chicago, there are some interesting possibilities that aren't on the board as well, like Matthew Highmore stands out to me as a guy who maybe if he's playing for Seattle gets more ice time. Who knows, right? I think Highmore has some potential there. But for the Hawks, in the midst of what some people think is a rebuild, I don't see it as a full rebuild. I don't. I think they're just letting their fans know, hey, we don't expect to win a lot this year, which is commendable because at least they're dealing in a world of reality right now. And we'll see. So who do you think Chicago loses in the expansion draft? That's the question I post to all you fine people out there. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And like I said, don't worry about who's a UFA in 2021 because a lot of guys are going to get signed to contracts between now and then. And there are a ton of players right now who are listed to be unrestricted free agents next year. A lot. Keep in mind that before they extended the collective bargaining agreement, there were a lot of GMs that were concerned about the long-term issues in the NHL. So, yeah, they signed contracts that either expired in 2020 or in 2021. But we've got a lot of time to get those contracts extended. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.